Welcome. Whoa. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to our new home. Welcome to our new home celebration. Right? Isn't this an amazing space? It's absolutely beautiful. And a little later we're going to thank a few people for all of that. So I welcome everyone that's at home that invited us into your homes this morning through the power of live streaming. Are there any first-time guests with us this morning? First-time visitors? Yes! Yes, so actually I'm going to thank Tom later, but this is Tom Eldridge, who was our commercial realtor that assisted us to find this place. So today is not going to be business as usual. Today we have a celebration planned, and we're going to take kind of maybe a bird's eye view of who we are in the world by looking at some things about Centers for Spiritual Living in general, and then working our way down to the more specific about us. And then we're going to pepper all of that with some really wonderful music by our wonderful musicians. First time. And they will, fit what's being talked about. We have a ritual planned and some candle lighting and a meditation. So it's really not business as usual. And that's kind of exciting, yes? Well, you shouldn't have been that exciting. Don't you like business as usual? I mean, come on. All right. So, but first, I would just like to take a moment, since we are in a month whose theme is gratitude, to just express some gratitude for a number of people who have gone above and beyond to prepare this space in a very short time. If you remember, we moved on the 29th or the 30th of July. And here we are with so much already put together. So it's quite amazing, and there are quite a number of people that I would like to thank. So I request that you please stand up, and we'll hold all of our applause till the very end, but when your name is called, stand up and remain standing, and then the applause will happen at the end. So I would first like to extend our gratitude to the new home team, Mark Daly, Bruce Boyer, Susan Krupa, Larry Shockey, and Heather Abbott, who's busy working on hospitality. Oh, there she is right there. Now, they held our vision as they sorted through and physically looked at many properties, and I think that they did a pretty good job bringing forward, calling into being in one building so many of those things that we really wanted. So many of those things that ended up on that long list that we had after we visioned. And so I'm really grateful to all of them. And I also extend, as I said before, our gratitude to our commercial realtor, Tom Eldridge, who is here today for all of his support and his commitment to really finding us the right and perfect space and facilitating us getting it. So thank you very much. There's a number of people with very specific skill sets that stepped up in really significant ways to create the space that we have today. And again, I ask Mark Daly to stand up. So the sound and the televisions and the lighting and all of those things, the soon-to-be present lighting, they're there. But so many things that he was really in charge of, and his special skill set brought forward. Bruce Boyer, all of the painting, he led the painting charge. Dara Ferguson, who worked long hours and using her skills in carpentry and all other kinds of things that she does. Rick Van Sant, who put in the lower cabinets and will be putting in the upper cabinets when they come in. Cindy Euler, the fountain that has not been working for so long is now working, and doesn't it look beautiful as you first walk in? And Stephen Freed for all of his work on with all of the sound and the soldering that he did. And without the generous sharing of their time and talent, we could not have done what we've done. And so we're very grateful to all of them. So along with all of the people that I have already mentioned, I want to extend our gratitude to all of those that stepped up and did whatever had to be done at any given moment. And they were always ready, so willing to just say what needs to be done, and then somebody would tell them and they would go about doing that. And they worked so very hard over so many hours. Karen Daly, Susan and Ed Krupa, Jennifer Hinton, Casey Callahan, Jim Rigsby, Michael Seltzer, Maya Lisa and David Presley, Brooke Boyer, Nora Kassar, Sharon Tyre, Susan Robinson, Terry Waldrop, Lonnie Chavez, Sheila Vitalis, Don Procupio, Katie Coates, Bill McDonald, Robin Trout, Leanne Wallace, Danny Gooding and his children, Kathy Moon, Sandy Ross, Suzanne Cardinal and Eleanor and Micah, Dr. Mike Morchinsky, Janelle Moore, Carol Cross, Madison Sugg, and Trudy Robbins. If I have forgotten anyone, I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Bill McDonald.
I said Bill McDonald.
Well, you didn't forget them.
Thank you again, everyone. So now it's time for your favorite thing of the day, and that is to stand up and greet one another. Give someone a handshake, a smile, or a big hug. So many of you may notice that there are practitioners, these people with these white and blue wings, that are surrounding the congregation in this moment. Many of you have experienced a chamber of prayer, but perhaps some of you have not. So what is about to happen is that all of these practitioners are going to, in unison, pray. And all that you have to do is sit, close your eyes, open your heart, open your minds, and allow this prayer to simply wash over you. So in this moment, I just invite everyone to close your outer eyes. To get still, take a collective deep breath and allow these sounds of this crystal bowls to wash over you. presence, the one life, the one love, the one creative energy back of everything that there is. I call this power and presence God, and I know that it is all that there is, that it is eternal, that its energy has no circumference but points of center everywhere. I know that I am one of those points. I know that each and every single person is one of those points, that we are all divine emanations of the one, God's ambassadors on the planet, and it is from that place of unity that I speak of the blessing upon our service. Time together upon this congregation, knowing that it is a divine idea in the mind of God. This congregation is a day and I know that it flows with grace and peace from beginning to end. That you are here I recognize the one power, the one presence, the one life, the one love, the one creative energy back of everything that there is. I call this power and presence God, but I know that it goes by many different names. But no matter the name that it is called, the essence of it is love, joy, peace, creativity, wisdom, abundance, and divine right action. I know that I am one with it, that I was created by it, out of it, so that right where I am, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness. And just as I know that this is true for me, I know that it is true for each and every single person here this morning, each and every single person within the sound of my voice. We are all divine emanations of the One, God's ambassadors on the planet. And it is from that place of unity that I speak a word of blessing upon our service this morning, knowing that it flows with grace and ease from beginning to end. I bless all of those that have anything to do with the facilitation of it, and I bless all of those that are simply taking it in. I bless this day, knowing that it is a good God day, and that there is something within this day that inspires and motivates and supports each and every single one of us. I bless this community, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that this new home is a new beginning, a new opportunity to expand even further our reach out into the world, to continue to be a presence of warmth and love for the Triangle area, and yet to go beyond. And for that, I am grateful. I'm so grateful to know this truth, so grateful to speak these words, so grateful to take all this collective prayer and loose it into that law that only ever says yes, knowing that our words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so we speak them and we release them with love and gratitude and full expectation of their manifestation, letting go and letting God be God. And we anchor all of these prayers for ourselves and for each other and for our community simply by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Good morning. Today's flower dedication of these beautiful red roses and carnations perfectly symbolize the beauty, the love, and the passion of today's recipient. Dear Dusty, surely this is a day to celebrate our new home, but more importantly, it is a day for this community to celebrate you. A steadfast leader, a loving friend, a trusted confidant, a spiritual guide, a funny and fun playmate, and an energizer bunny. You work tirelessly and endlessly to make TCSL a spiritual home that works for everyone. You radiate such unconditional love and peace that anyone can know God by knowing you. You speak words of freedom, creativity, and wisdom with such passion and conviction that all who hear you teach or pray are inspired to be the fullest expression of their own divinity. In your presence, we can experience and be raised up by the gentle and constant compassion, acceptance, kindness, understanding, forgiveness, and love that you so fully give without pause. You teach by example and embody a deep and abiding faith that seems unshakable. You do all this and so much more for each and every one of us every day. We're so grateful to have you as our leader of this magnificent community and so blessed to have you in our lives. Since you can't take these flowers home,
My cat eats them and then throws up.
how about this? We know that you love the maple tree at our previous TCSL home. So when the weather cools, we will be planting a new Japanese red maple in front of this building in your honor. I'll just add, with gratitude and love, your TCSL community.
So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When Ernest Holmes started out on his spiritual path, he had no desire or any vision to even have found a church or found an organization. So he spent time learning from all different spiritual paths and pulling the truths that we know that are on all these paths, and developed into this kind of culmination of this philosophy, faith, and way of life. And it was so amazing. It was so magnetic that people just gathered to hear the things that he had to say. So in the 1920s, he published a writing called What I Believe. And so we later adopted it as the What We Believe statements. And so he published it for the first Science and Mind magazine, and it's been present in that magazine ever since. So I have the honor of reading What We Believe. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infiniteness, self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and always acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is the life of God. And so it is.
So it is.
let's try that. When I was a girl each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time that Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track. Well, everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from waters not so small, but an even better magic trick is anything is here at all. And so the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water's rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath. I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. And see another new morning come, and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me wanna bow my head. I remember when church let out. Well, things have changed since then. Well, everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now.
Good morning. I'm going to share with you the Global Heart Vision that was adopted by the Centers for Spiritual Living. And I think you'll find this interesting to renew this in your own mind. In early 2000, an organizational renewal project committee was formed and charged with the task of creating a design for our organization that would be renewing and innovative, excuse me, vision and values oriented and effective for a 21st century spiritual movement. The first question the team sought to answer was, what is the world we want to help bring into being through our principles, practices, and activities? The answer was, and still is, the Global Heart Vision. The Global Heart Vision sought to establish not only the vision for a world that works for everyone, but also for who we are as individuals and a collective spiritual community bringing forth the world we wish to see. The Global Heart Vision was accepted by a majority vote of the delegates at our 2001 convention. The document was updated in 2007 and remains a visionary and philosophical guide to our organization's expression internally and outwardly in the world. The real opportunity here is to allow the collective dream of a world that works for everyone to awaken in and open your own global heart. The Global Heart Vision states, whereas in this information age, the global brain has become an operative reality, we envision the emergence of the global heart to balance and guide the further evolution of humanity. We see a world free of homelessness, violence, war, hunger, separation, and disenfranchisement. We see a world in which there is generous and continuous sharing of heart and resources. A world in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm. A world in which borders are irrelevant. A world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through a resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. A world in which fellowship prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. A world in which we live and grow as one human family. The spiritual community of United Centers for Spiritual Living is united and actuated by this compelling vision of a healthy world, a world experiencing global heart, and is ardently committed to bringing this vision forth through its ministries and its transformative teaching. We envision United Centers for Spiritual Living as a bridge across the illness and illusion of separation, thereby dynamically empowering the vision of Global Heart. United Centers for Spiritual Living is a global community of people pervasively caring for and about each other and the entire human family, thereby bringing the gift of active compassion to the world. Our local churches and communities become points of inspiration and influence, effectively advancing the vision of Global Heart. And so it is. And so we are.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for grief or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
We have had the presentation of some things that dealt with the Centers for Spiritual Living as a whole organization. This one is specifically written by and for us, and it is our community purpose statement. I'm going to read it, and this is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, join me, simply, we are here for God. Thank you.
So it is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My privilege is to read a covenant to honor children, and it's by Rafi. We find these joys to be self-evident, that all children are created whole, endowed with innate intelligence and dignity and wonder worthy of respect. The embodiment of life, liberty, and happiness, children are original blessings here to learn their own song. Every child is entitled to love, to dream, and belong to a loving village, and to pursue a life of purpose. We affirm our duty to nourish and nurture the young, to honor their caring ideals as the heart of being human, to recognize the early years as the foundation of life, and to cherish the contributions of young children to human evolution. We commit ourselves to peaceful ways and vow to keep from harm or neglect these most valuable citizens. As guardians of their prosperity, we honor the bountiful earth whose diversity sustains us. Thus, we pledge our love for generations to come. And so it is.
Do you ever dream that you have a second chance to create yourself anew? Did you ever think you could fill your own cup with a love so sweet and true. 'Cause you give your light to the ones you love, till there's nothing left to burn. With a little faith you can rise above, 'cause it's your time, it's your turn. You don't have to live this way. You get a second chance every day. It may seem that your time's been spent, it's only if you look at it that way. It's time to take the reins and make a new start, to surrender and believe. So empty your mind and open your heart, because it's your time, it's your turn to receive. Do you ever dream that you have a second chance to create yourself anew? And did you ever think you could fill your own cup with a love so sweet and true? 'Cause you give your light to the ones you love, till there's nothing left to burn. With a little faith you can rise above, because it's your time, it's your turn. So walk with love and live this way. You get a second chance every day. Walk with love and live this way. You get a second chance every day.
It's time for the blessing of all faiths, and hey, look who gets to do it. I've been so excited all week because it's been a really long time that I got to facilitate this, so I'm very happy to do so. Could I please have my volunteers come up? The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. Thank you.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings, or heaven's doors. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But difference only dangerous when in our hearts we forget we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's a universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Good morning. So I'd like to take this time to do a meditation on all the rooms in our home. So if you join me in turning within. Let us take time to come to the center of our being where the divine spark resides in each of us. We will now bless and set our intentions for our new home through this meditation. Please bring your attention to our bookstore. This is the place of transactions of knowledge for those seekers wanting to deepen their consciousness and grow in spirit. Set your intention and blessings for this beautiful new area in our home. Now we visit our youth spaces where the babies, toddlers, youth, and teens meet to commune with one another and grow in spirit. Set your intentions and blessings for these places of love in our home. I invite you to move your attention to our fellowship hall. This is a place of laughter, communion, and sharing of spirit with one another. Set your intention and blessings for this dynamic space in our home. Walk with me in your mind to the meditation and prayer room. This is a place of quiet contemplation of spirit and our unity with it, a place of healing, and a place to be heard and to hear. Set your intention and blessings for this healing place. Visit with me our sanctuary, a place of truth and light to be shared with all who enter within. Set your intention and blessings for our beautiful sanctuary. I invite you to now envision the entire center as one holistic space. See the entry doors, all the beautiful decorations, the friendly and loving faces, and the opportunities for growth that the center represents. Please set your intention and blessings for our new home. May this center always be a beacon of light to all who cross her threshold. And so it is.
And now that we have found all of those intentions that have come up within us, we are going to do our candle lighting ceremony. And so this is an opportunity for whatever welled up within you, whatever you see for this home, our home, to be even further set into law by lighting a candle and joining your intention with all of the other candles that will be in the bowls. So you can bless this center further, that maybe the most important quality that came up in your meditation, the big one, the one for the whole center. Or if you want to, you can do an intention for the world that we share. And what's important is that it comes from your heart. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come up row by row. We ask that you come up the center, and then that you go back to your seat around the side, depending on which side you're sitting on. And the practitioners will have a practitioner let you know when your row is ready to come up. So this is very, very sacred. So again, I would ask that you sort of go within, and as your row is dismissed, come up and add your intention and your love to this ritual. Oh, what beautiful prayers. Thank you. And so I would ask you to remain turned within as I simply again recognize and accept that one power and one presence, that first cause, that ineffable thing that beats our hearts and breathes our lungs, that lives through and as us. And what I know is that it is the essence of peace and joy, of blessing, of empowerment, of perfection, and of evolution. And so from this place of knowing the truth about this thing I call God, knowing that it is everywhere present within every being, everywhere, I simply know that the truth of every person here within the sound of my voice, the truth of this center, the truth of this whole world, is that joy and peace and empowerment and perfect divine unfolding and perfect evolution is right where each of us is. And from this place of oneness, I simply gather all of these prayers, these intentions, this love, and with deep gratitude, release them into law, knowing that anything that is placed into the universe with intention cannot return void. That's simply how it works. Prayer is always answered. And so I am so grateful for each of these prayers and from the hearts from which they came, knowing that they are all in support of the highest and best of this center of each of us individually and of the whole world. And I release it. I allow God to be God. I allow God to manifest each of these prayers in the right and perfect way, with gratitude, and I let it be. And I ask you to anchor not only your own intention, but our community intention, represented by these candles, by saying with me, "And so it is." Amen.
With these hands and with these hearts, with this vision, let us start. With these tools and on this ground, we pray your will for us abounds. Let us grow a church of love and understanding. Let us grow a church foundation large enough to embrace all in kind. Let us grow a church of heart and mind. In this moment and in this space, in your presence and with your grace, we ask for nothing but for your will to flow into us and be fulfilled, while the walls of fear that may have held us yesterday dissolve to dust upon the ground and simply fade away, and the power and the strength inherently that flows within moves us forward now as we begin to grow a church of love and understanding as we grow a church of peace as we build a foundation large enough to embrace all mankind. Let us grow a church of heart and mind. Let us grow a church of heart and mind.
Thank you. I believe that there is but one Spirit in which everyone lives, moves, and has their being. In this Spirit, I am directly unified with all people. I recognize the Spirit as individualized in everyone. We are separated from none, united with all, and one with the eternal light itself. As we go among people, we know the presence of pure Spirit within us. We recognize that this blesses everyone we meet, tends to heal everything we touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone we contact. Therefore, we are blessings to ourselves, to humankind, and to every day in which we live. And so it is. So it is.